Hey my friends, what's going on? It's your boy Gator on a beautiful, beautiful day, my friends who pound out for watching this video. Pow! So guys, in this video today, guys, I want to talk about, how to become a millionaire. What is the difference in the process of becoming a millionaire? What do you need to have in mind if this is your goal? If you say, hey, you know what, man, I can become a millionaire, I can make this stuff happen. My story, when I came to the United States, right? I moved to the United States, I was probably 14 or 15 years old. But when I came to the States, I was looking at the population. I was looking at my parents going to work every single day. My parents have two jobs, they were driving the bus in the morning and they were doing another job in the afternoon just to provide for ourselves, right? We wasn't rich, wasn't wealthy, but we had enough every day to feed ourselves, to take care of the basic needs, of the basic needs of life. So we never really got to the next level, another level in life where we will be thinking or we'll be not having a job or creating income. But it was always that way. So whenever I go to school or my neighborhood, what I looked is there was a few people that have and the people that have nots, which is the way society is set up, the have and the have nots. So whenever I ask adults, people that were older than me, why there's people that has money and there's people that don't have money? And the answer was always, that's how it's always been. You just either get lucky or it's either you have it or you don't. But as I got into business and I started working on my mindset and understand how money flows and understand the principle and how to get it, it really, really painted a whole different picture to me that anybody can actually become wealthy. There's a few things that you're going to need to do, but once you do them, you can become wealthy. One of the first things is people that become wealthy, they become passionate about what they do. They work for passion. So when I got into business for myself, it really helped me understand that, becoming a millionaire is nothing but a mindset that is backed by consistency and passion. Okay, if you have consistency and persistency and passion into something, the money will always grow and follow. You definitely want to educate yourself on how to become wealthy. That's a plus for you. But if you have those two things, persistency and consistency with the mindset on how to become wealthy, is just, you don't leave it up to chance anymore. It's not about chance if you're gonna make it, whether you're gonna make it. That's almost like a guarantee, really, once you understand these things. So what you want to do is, number one, Jim Rohn said it best. He said, let others argue about small things, not you. Let others lead a small life, not you. Let them cry over small hurts, but not you. Let others let their life depend on somebody else to make it happen for them, but not you. You're going to be the person that becomes independent and make it happen. When you get into that mindset to transform your life, you get into your creativity, to transform, to go from to go into your creative power, your creative mind, you become so much more. You become so much more. Now you start learning, you start increasing your knowledge, you start seeing the potential and the possibility of getting yourself to the next level. Because a lot of time, it's not just going to be about you. In the process of making it happen, create a dream for your future, you want to extend it to your kids. The one thing I ask myself right now, if you just working a job, when I was working a job, right, I asked myself, what is the possibility of my kids, of my boss kids ever work for my kids? Ask yourself this question: what is the possibility right now of your kids to be the boss of your boss kids? It's more likely never gonna happen, right? So if you work for Walmart right now, what is the possibility of Walmart's family, their kids, and kids to be working for you? Unless you break that cycle, unless you make it a goal and say, hey, you know what? I'm gonna break that cycle. I'm gonna create something right now. I'm gonna get to past that level. Like I was saying with my parents, we was able to cover physiological need, the basic needs, which is food, water, a place to stay, and then, in Maslow's hierarchy, the main goal, a lot of people think, a lot of things in nature just fall right into place. Like the people that are wealthy, they on top creating for the people that never get into the creative power. So it's always gonna seem like the people on top, they have this mastermind, although there's people on top that do that to keep the people at the bottom. The key is, how do you get on top? with the pyramid, with Maslow's hierarchy, it talks about the pyramid. In the first category is physiological need, where people it's the need for water, the need for food, the need for shelter, the basic needs of life. And most people actually live their life there. Why? Because you have a regular 9 to 5, you can never get to the next level. The next level is the need for safety, right? The need for safety. Some people, they get a house, you get a place to stay. And then after that, in the hierarchy, you have the need for love, belonging, being part of a community, of a group. A lot of people gets to there, but it keeps going even higher. After that, you get the need of esteem, where people, they get their self-esteem, their self-worth, they have, achievement and reward. But there's on top, like the top of the pyramid, the very top, it talks about self-actualization. Those people who makes it to the top right there, all they're thinking about is how they can better their lives, right? How they can become the best version of themselves. Usually, those people already obtain freedom. In esteem, you're more likely going to obtain freedom. That's why someone who catches the entrepreneur's bug, you're like, man, I want to become an entrepreneur. I want to become a millionaire. I want to create as much as possible, right? Once you catch that bug and you are able to start creating, retract from your job. I don't know any millionaire who works for somebody else, like working a job. More likely, if they're working, more likely it's going to be partner. They create some partnership. They're working together in a field. But most people that are millionaires, right, they actually working for themselves because of the fact that they understand that they want to roll past that level and get to the level where they keep growing, so someone does not cap them. So you talk about self-actualize. When you get to self-actualization, that's when you really start thinking, how can I better myself? How can I bring something that's going to change the world? Like, how can I better my product? How can I get to the best version of myself regardless of whatever that is going to cost me? See, we start thinking on that level now. It start expanding your broad horizon. And to do that, you need to get your freedom. And how you acquire your freedom is by persistency, consistency, passion, and love for something that you do. And once you do that, you create a wealth formula behind it, that it can create income, and it's going to give you your freedom. Because once you have your freedom, you don't feel the need to go work for someone else to just get enough. A lot of people that actually gets a job, you're not going to get paid $1 million at your job to be a millionaire. Most jobs, what they're going to do, they're going to give you just enough, right? Most people that has a job, they just have just enough to pay the bills, right? To pay the bills at the end of the week to come back. So it's like someone that has this well, and everybody needs water. So instead of that person, he was in the need of water just like everybody else, but instead of taking all his income or whatever that he has access to buy water every single day, he played the smart game and created a well. A well, which is the place that people would come to get water, right? So he would just charge everybody that goes to work every day, come and buy my water. And then people go to work, they come back with the little bit of money that they make, they give it back to the person that has the well, they get some water. And it's the same principle that applies in the average life, and 95% of people that just settle for the average life. So you get a regular job, you get the regular pay, and every week you get a regular pay. With the regular pay, you're going to take it to someone that has a well. And what I mean by well, people that create wells, they create products and services. Those are well, like my cell phone, for example. That's a well for Apple. Now, this is the iPhone 10. I don't think I've had this phone for like a year, maybe a year or so now. They've already come out with a new one called iPhone X Max. Where they make the screen a little bit bigger and people's going to have to buy it. And now this phone went from $1,000 when I bought it. I think the new one is like $1,300. And if you need more gig, it's probably going to cost you $1,500. See, the person that has Apple, which is a product, right? A product that has the service on it, which we're not even talking about the service. The service would be whatever you have, whether it's T-Mobile, that's another well, right? So every week you go to work at your job, well, guess what? You go buy an Apple phone, right, for $1,000 or $1,500. That's a well, right? They keep coming out with a new one and give you the desire or the feeling that you need a new one, right? So through marketing or whatever. So you go get the new one because you want to be updated, you want to have the latest features and all that stuff. But if you don't have those well yourself, like in your life, where people are bringing you their income that they go to work for, right? They go to work if they're working, right? Their income, if you don't have something that potentially of value that people will come and pay you for, guess what? You will always find yourself in the category of people that would just go out there, right? Go out there, work, and bring it to the well. Go out there, work, get some money, and bring it to the well owner by them having a well, something that they can give you every week or every month that you're going to end up paying for. And that's the true principle, one of the principles behind becoming a millionaire, becoming wealthy. You know, you need to be able to create those well that's going to enable you to grow. Now, when you're starting from the beginning, it's not going to be the easiest thing, specifically when you don't have family members, or if you're the first one in your family that is blessed with these ideas of entrepreneurship, or who's the first one who's watching these videos, your friends, your surrounding. The first thing that's going to attack you is that the people that you expected to support you, they're not going to support you, because by nature, even your parents, your mother, your siblings, your best friends, you know, by nature, a lot of the time, those people, they will not support you, because maybe you going after success remind them of their failure, because maybe they tried and they failed and they didn't work. So that's the expectation. They're going to say, well, this stuff doesn't work. Don't go for it. I tried a business. This stuff doesn't work. I tried to be my own boss. You know, I failed. This stuff doesn't work. You know, it's not going to work out for you. So they driving their fear on your expectations, so therefore will help you shift your expectation to go back to the norm, right? The second thing is that in your neighborhood, when you leave your community, right, if you see everybody else is doing the same thing, everybody else is living the same life, which is 95% of people. Everybody get up today, they go to work, they go to the job, right? They been there for 8 hours, right? A lot of them do things that they never expected to do, because a lot of people right now that's currently working a job, more power to you if you're doing what you love, which is amazing. But a lot of the time, right, a job is an opportunity. I'm not against job, but it's where people get trapped. They get trapped in this rat race for a long time, and they forget about the dreams. Like if I was to ever go to a job, like some people working at Disney, doing certain things outside, or some people working at McDonald's, or whatever the job is, not to minimize any jobs, because a job is an opportunity for you to create income, because there's people overseas that don't even have the opportunity to create income or the opportunity to create value. That's why we're talking about Maslow's hierarchy, you know, to even get to the point of self-actualization, where you can start thinking a little bit deeper than just the basic needs. Because there's some people, they stuck still at the basic need of the pyramid, still at the bottom on how am I going to provide food and how am I going to provide water. And the more your thinking stay there, right, the lower of your thinking, you know, the more numb you are to think at a higher level. How can you become the best version of yourself? How can you become a millionaire? How can you be the best self that you could be? So you're not even thinking about that stuff. So if you was to ask a lot of those people, you know, when you were 19, what did you want to be? Like if you ask them, if you go back in the past and say, hey, tell me, what was your dream? What was your dream job look like? What did you want to do with your life? What was your dream life look like? And a lot of them would say, not working at McDonald's, right? A lot of them would say, hey, this is what I wanted to be. This is the dream. This is, like if I was to ask you right now, what's your dream? What's your plan? See, a lot of the time we don't think about that. The other day I was actually in church and I was talking to one girl, and we was talking about dream, goals. Like how a lot of people don't have goals and dreams. And I asked her, what is your goals or what's your dream? So she's about 23, going to college right now. She wants to become a builder, a house builder, a construction builder, but she wants to do other things. She actually wants to flip house. She wants to do different things, and she was also working into engineering field. I think she's working on 2 careers at the same time. So I asked her, what do you see yourself 5 years from now? And then she said, hey, you know what, 5 years from now, I see myself living in my dream house. I'm married with 3 kids. I'm like, whoa, you're going to pop them out fast, right? 2 kids. I'm married with 2 kids. I have the husband of my dream. I'm actually a millionaire. My day consists of leaving my house, you know, taking a shower early in the morning, seeing my kids drop into school, drive to my office, and then also making deals, flipping houses, go see a construction site, how we're going to create a new building out of it, what we're going to do, what kind of new structure we can actually bring out into something old, turn it into something new. So it was very elaborate into details what her days would look like. And I'm like, yo, if you go back and ask a lot of those people right now who's at an older age, you know, back then when they were 23, their dream was more like, this is what I want, or a little bit more elaborate or whatever. But a lot of people fall into the trap. They fall into the crack of society and then fall in and settle. And once you settle, you can never reach that self-actualize. You can never reach that moment because you settle now just to provide for the basic needs. So now it's like, yo, you go to work till this week. By the time you get home, the income you made is already too small to take care of all the needs that you already have. By the time you even make it home to the house, it's already gone on the bills. So now you're stuck again to go back, get yourself a little bit of water. You gotta go back to the well. You gotta keep going back to the well to get yourself a little bit of water, and if you go back out there, give it to somebody else that has another well. And that's how the system works. So if you want to become a millionaire, you definitely want to get yourself to the level of thinking on a higher level, where you start thinking, how can I provide services? You know, it's all about thinking, right? It's all about thinking and action and consistent. You know, like making this video, I had to do a couple different retakes because every time I was doing it, and my mind was going into a different direction than what I wanted to speak of. And the key is, in the process of becoming a millionaire, you're going to face a lot of different challenges, but you can't quit. Because not everything will be a smooth ride. I don't know if you ever seen, there's a picture online. They usually show you like what success looks like. It's the up and down, you know, up and down, side, left, you know. And to the average person who's thinking on the outside, they might see success as just a straight line. It's just going up. But for the most part, it's going to be up, down, soundtrack. Like, you know, you're going to have to learn to the process. So, of course, your family, they want to protect you from all the ups and downs. So, therefore, even the people that you expect the support, the people you think that would have your back, that should be behind you into this process, they more likely don't want you to get hurt. You know, maybe they've been hurt before, they don't want you to get hurt. Maybe this is like strange to them. They don't want you to go fall off the earth. You know, there was a theory back in the days that the earth was flat. You know, I don't know what you believe. Some people still believe nowadays the earth is flat. Some people feel like, you know, if you go all the way off, you'll fall off into the galaxy. You'll fall off into, you know, that was the belief back in the day. But people still chose to move from one place to another, and now we become more mobile. People does not just centralize in just one place, and now we're utilizing the internet where we become global. Like, you know, where you can be somewhere else in a different country right now, you watching this video, and the same principles apply. You know, the same principles of wealth stays the same. It applies everywhere. Now, the vehicle might be different. You might be in a country right now where the vehicle might be different for you, but the principle stays the same. No matter where you go, once you learn the wealth principle, right? The wealth principle to become self-actualized, to become the best version of yourself, how you can surpass the expectation of society of you, but to grow past that and get in the 1%. Once you can set that up, there's no stopping you because your mindset is made, and that's how and where you're gonna get. You're not gonna fall in the crack of society. So I wanted to share this stuff with you. I hope this video is making sense to you guys. You know, first, you gotta set the expectation for yourself that this is what I want. This is how I'm gonna get it, okay? And then you wanna focus on your passion. You wanna focus on your passion. You wanna focus on growing your passion, okay? And then you wanna create a habit of success by taking daily action and consistency. All right? That was your boy Cater. I hope you appreciate this video. I'll see you guys on the next one. Pound that. See you guys later. So pound out for watching this video. Pow! So